Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel Life is a Circus. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing amazing because I just finished my second year at U of T. What are you saying? I finished 2 years at U of T. But today I'm back on my YouTube channel finally. I know it's been a long time, but I've just didn't really know what to film, but recently I felt very inspired to share a bit more about some learnings, tips, tricks on my first 2 years here at U of T. I also really want to say that YouTube, I think it's such a great platform and it can be used in so many great ways, but also it is so weird because so much of it is so fake, and I find that people still very much believe in stuff that is obviously fake, and I think it's concerning and it's not good for mental health. And I really want to have this channel as a thing where I can turn back to if I have something to share. Sometimes it's also for myself, but sometimes I think it could help other people, because if I love one thing in this world, it's to do something good for other people. And if only one human watches this and finds it inspiring, finds they have learned something, I am happy. So that's why I'm sharing a video with you. So I've kind of decided to do this video in multiple little parts. So first I just want to share the main learning points, and they are mainly based on learnings about how to study the best way or how to be the best student, I guess. Then I have motivational tips. It is motivation to study, but it can be motivation to do anything that you need to do. And then I have some things that I learned as an international student. I have some tricks for dealing with stress, and then just some little short but kind of controversial mindset tips. I would say let's jump right into it. My first learning is about time management. Listen, when I go to a coffee place and I study, which I do often, how many students do I see tap their computer once, then go back to look at their Instagram for another half an hour, go back to their phone, maybe then do study for 2 minutes. Do you think that's efficient? No, probably not. But I've observed that, and I asked myself, why are these people not really studying? Why are they dilly-dallying on their phone at the same times? Of course, phones are distracting, and you definitely should put them away while studying. But also, I realized if they do that, they are maybe not in a big time crunch. So with that, I don't want to say that you should study last minute, but by putting yourself into a time crunch, I mean you wake up in the morning, you tell yourself, I'm gonna study from then till then, have a fixed time period, and after that you should book an appointment, book an exercise class, something that is you can't just quit it by saying, oh, I wasn't really effective today, I have to put in more hours studying. This is not going to happen. You're going to have your study time till 5 p.m. and then you have whatever. It can also be another time, but what I mean here is you have a fixed time period to study, and it's a non-negotiable. If you have that, you won't feel the urge to grab your phone. You won't procrastinate because it's your only chance. Or else, if you procrastinate then, maybe you have to ask yourself if it's really the thing you want to be doing. Is it really the thing you want to be studying? So I, for example, this semester, during the winter semester, almost went on a Blue Mountain trip to go skiing every Saturday. So for my whole Saturday, I almost never study. But during the whole week, I knew I paid for this trip already. I signed up for it. I have to grind hard. I have to get my stuff done by Friday so that I have Saturday off. And it motivated me to work harder, to push harder, to not procrastinate while I'm working, or to not be distracted when I'm supposed to be working. So I would say you make your life a whole lot easier, and you're gonna have a lot more time to really maybe rot in bed and look at your phone and truly relax if you are on a time constrained schedule with a clear, this is my hours for studying and this is I'm doing something else. Your work-life balance is going to improve, your productivity will improve, you won't even think about procrastinating. I would say try that. For me, that 100% works. My final tip in the learning department of this video is it is far less work to be always continuously working than to have to do a sprint at the end of the semester. Believe it or not, most of the content builds up on content from previous weeks, and believe it or not, you're going to be screwed if you don't understand the previous weeks and you keep coming to class without being aware of what's going on. With that I mean, it's as simple as that. After every lecture, you go through the slides, you see, oh, where is there a gap? Is there something missing? You either ask ChatGPT, you ask a classmate, or you go to the prof into office hours and ask about that. So you always stay on top. You don't always have to be studying, but at least make sure that you understand what's going on along the way so that you can use lecture time effectively, so that you understand, so that you feel confident and competent, and so that you don't have to do the sprint at the end of the semester, which is going to be way more complicated, way more complex than doing something small every day. It's like doing exercise. We don't have to go to the gym 2 hours a day, but walking one station instead of taking the bus for one stop is going to make a big difference over time. It's about building the small habits of consistently studying. So, onto our lovely topic of motivation. Motivation, I tell you this, is not something you can magically get. It's something you decide to have or decide not to have. It's as simple as that. If you're telling yourself you're going to be motivated, you're going to be motivated. But also, don't expect any motivation to be there if you don't enjoy something. Extrinsic motivation, like good grades, can bring you somewhere. But is it going to be truly what you want? Is it going to be satisfying? Is it going to be easy? Likely not. So maybe if you're not motivated, it's not the right thing for you. Sometimes I'm also not motivated, except for the fact that I really enjoy what I'm doing. And then it might be time to ask yourself, do I really need to study right now or do this task right now? Or maybe I'm gonna be in a better mood, in a different headspace when I first do something else. Like, I find sometimes it's better not to study, to do something else, to get my mind off it, because I'm too into my head, I'm too into a negative mood and just attitude, and then come back to it, and I likely have a way better flow state. Sometimes just accept that maybe now it's not that time to study, do something else, come back, and you can be in a complete flow. Also, as a student, my third aspect of motivation is productive procrastination. We all know procrastination. When we sit there on our phones, very chill, don't do work because it's not worth it, because the exam is in a long time, it's far away. I hate that. I never do that. I do what I call productive procrastination, which is like, instead of doing maybe like schoolwork, I, for example, clean my apartment. By the way, I think that's a really good task for letting off steam. It's so good. I love it so much for that aspect. But also, it's basically doing something productive that is maybe not what I should be doing, which is like studying, but it's still productive, so it will not make me feel as bad as just procrastinating, laying around. It will likely make me feel good about myself, and that then proves me, oh, I can do something, so I likely am more motivated to then study. Because I find oftentimes, at least for me, I'm not motivated if I feel like no matter how much I study, no matter how much I try, I will anyway do bad. It's when I come into this negative spiral of incompetence that I get demotivated. And when I'm instead doing something maybe around the house, something that is productive, but proves me that I can accomplish things, it likely puts me into that positive spiral of I am effective, I can do things, and it likely like just boosts my motivation to do the other task which I maybe wasn't motivated before. So my tip number 1 is make the most out of your experience, meaning try to connect to and meet to and talk to as many people as you can, also from different cultures, from different communities, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. With that I mean, sometimes people from another culture might feel sensitive towards a specific topic that you feel like isn't really a sensitive topic. So you might talk to them about it and then realize, oops, this is not good. I shouldn't have said that. And that's exactly important, because this is growing your communication skills, your social skills, and it's important to realize how to communicate to different people, what are maybe taboo topics, which are not. And to find that out, you have to put yourselves out there, reflect, hear, observe responses of other people. I've definitely been in situations where I wanted to talk with friends here about stuff that I'm talking with friends in Switzerland, and the reactions of the friends here were kind of like, why is she talking about that? They did not find it funny, and I felt at first embarrassed, but then I excused myself and I realized, wow, that was a really valuable learning experience. That's something more that I can put into my communication, awareness, social skills toolset. So it's really, don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And realize that other people will appreciate you trying to really understand them. You're trying to be a better human being. Then number 2 is kind of connected to just like experiencing other people, other cultures. It's just try to be involved in a lot of like community things, try to learn about the culture, try to like, I do lots of volunteering on campus because number 1, it gives you a strong sense of belonging. It gives you the opportunity to meet friends, to meet people. Just make the most of this experience of being away from home, being in a new country. Just put yourself out there. My last thing basically in this category is accept that you sometimes will feel lonely, but loneliness and solitude is not something bad. Solitude allows you to open yourselves up to lots of more people. It allows you to meet new people. The amount of times where I've been in coffee spots and I just met strangers, or the amount of times where I've been in coffee shops and just listened to conversations that gave me some sort of really valuable insight about how other people feel or think or about myself. It's actually crazy. And you might sometimes think, oh, it's so nice to spend time with friends. Of course, it's really nice to spend time with friends and you're going to have a good time. But if I tell you one thing, it's that with friends, we start to feel this level of comfort. We feel like we know everything about them, so we can just have a good time. But the really valuable life lessons or experiences or maybe new things you're going to learn is by talking to people you have never met, by talking to strangers, also people that you maybe will never see in your life again. It's sometimes to those that you can really open yourself up and also gain a sense of what happens outside of your world. Because maybe you heard about confirmation bias, but it's basically, if you have an opinion, you're always going to search for more of that same opinion. Or if you know something, you're going to search only for the knowledge that confirms your knowledge that you already have. So likely with the friends you're having, they likely match your attitudes, your opinions, your options, which is great because that likely means you will have a great time together, and that's very important. But it also kind of blinds you from the rest of the world. And by being in solitude, but not just in solitude at home, but being in solitude and going out, you realize that there is so many more perspectives and opinions. So don't be afraid to be alone, but also if you are alone, keep your eyes open, listen to other people's conversations, as strange as it sounds, but it can be valuable, and also try to engage with them. Maybe you can give them some advice, maybe it's just a smile, maybe you're curious about the topic they are talking about, maybe they're even going to have a talk about something that truly inspires or motivates you. Just be open to hear. So tips for dealing with stress. So number 1, similar with the motivation part, you are the one that makes yourself be stressed. Stress is not like an objective thing. It's not reality. It's something that you make yourself feel or that you believe that you have. But it's not physical, it's just a construct. So maybe see it as that. See it as just a state that you choose to have. Stress is very much a choice of thought. Clearly there are stressors which can lead to you being stressed. Exams can't really act on their own. They can't cause stress. It's just that you associate them with something that is stressful and then you are stressed. I think it is helpful to think about it as that, because it gives you more of a control over the stress, or gets you more into a state of action to deal with your stress, if you know that it's not something that happens on you, but that's something that you create your own. And I think if I talk about it like that, it seems so clear, but sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that I choose to have stress. It's not something forces up on me. It's not a physical thing. It's a state of being. Then my second thing about dealing with stress is find something that really will bring you back to earth no matter what. So for me, for example, that's having found Pilates this year. I think movement in general is great, but you have to really find that movement that really like distracts you, is physically really demanding, but in a good way, in a way that you enjoy it, that just no matter how bad everything else in life seems, that will bring you back onto earth and just being one out of a lot of human beings on this planet. And it will kind of relativize stress. It will make it seem temporary, not permanent, and often also just reduce stress. It can of course also be something other than exercise, like if you really get that same feeling from playing an instrument, just find your thing that really takes you down no matter what, that you can really commit to and really get into that flow state where you're kind of forgetting everything else, and afterwards you're like, today was a good day. So just find your thing in life. Find something that really pushes you. But that also means you have to try a lot of different things. You're not going to feel and get to that one sport, that one activity that gets you going if you don't try things. I'm very lucky and blessed that I had parents who really pushed me to try everything I wanted. When I was a child, I literally did like every sports that was out there. I played instruments, still played the violin. I did filming, photography. I really tried everything. And now it's really, I think I know a few things that really get me going and that I can use in different situations. But it took a lot of figuring it out. It took a lot of trying different things to find that one thing which is really like makes my day no matter what. Realize that stress is also beneficial, meaning physiological stress is good. It gets the arousal up, it can increase focus, it's positive. There is that optimal amount of stress that is going to be like high performance, high arousal, but it's not stress to the roof, not stress that is super high, but also low stress or low arousal won't lead to high performance. You have to be able to like modulate the stress and be able to get that sweet spot. But if you find that sweet spot, stress can be beneficial. And it's this exact same principle as when you go to the gym and you put physical stress onto your muscles, meaning they will hurt. Your body will adapt to it and you will have muscle gains. But also, if you push too hard in the gym, you go on and on and on, you're going to destroy your body. And it's the same thing with stress. A bit of stress is truly adaptable. So not just physical, but also mental stress. A bit is like what pushes you, what keeps you going, and it can be positive. Don't see a pink elephant. If we tell ourselves not to do or see something, it's likely that we will still do or see it, because our brain can't really understand the word don't or not. So, if we want to change our mindset and, for example, use affirmation, do not go in front of the mirror and say, I won't fail, because that equals I will fail. Tell yourself what you're good at. Emphasize on your strength and not on what you shouldn't do. Emphasize instead what you should do and what you can do. For example, if I go in front of a mirror, I will never tell myself I'm not going to be nervous. I will tell myself I am self-confident, I am competent, and I can do hard things. That's what I will tell myself. And affirmations only work that way. Also, if you write into your diary, always use the positive way to frame something. Instead of mentioning what not to do, mention what you can do. Next up, fake it till you make it. You know, what we tell ourselves is what we are going to believe and do. We are literally the writers of our own stories. Sometimes I really don't feel confident. I really don't feel competent. But am I going to tell myself anyway that I'm so confident, that I'm so competent? Am I going to stand upright like I am competent? Yes, I'm going to. And you know what? Likely over time my head is somehow going to believe that I am really competent and confident, because cognitive dissonance says when this believes something but I do something different, we don't like that, so we want to adjust the belief to the behavior, which means likely we are going to start believing that we are confident and competent if we act confident and competent, or any behavior that you want to. Which means if my friends tell me, and I hear that all the time, I can't do this, I'm gonna fail at the test, I never tell them that I will fail. I will say, oh, I think I can do it. Even though if I maybe not believe it, I would never say, I think I can't do it. Because what I tell myself is where my attention is going to go, is what I will believe is what I will do. So I think I've now really yapped a lot. Like always, like when am I filming a video and not yapping a lot? I think this will never be happening. But anyways, that completes today's video. If there is just one valuable part in this, let me know. Hi guys, here comes editing Kiara. I just realized that I did not close off the video well, and yes, I got a haircut, but that's beyond the point. The point is, I just wanted to say it's amazing. I feel so privileged to be an international student and to get this opportunity here, and I understand that not everyone is in the position where they can get an opportunity like that, but literally it's just if you go, I think especially my experiences as an international student, they also apply to if you just go traveling to another country. Just be open to get fully absorbed into the culture, and if you get the chance to, I would really recommend traveling or even do an exchange here if you have the chance. It's just a wonderful, amazing experience, and it's definitely also not for everyone, but I just feel super grateful, and I'm so happy that I'm doing this. Sometimes it is hard, especially at the start, but I think it's so worth it, and I enjoy it so much. I hope you're having an amazing summer, and stay tuned for more videos because I think I have some time this summer and some pretty cool stuff planned. So bye bye, see you later, alligator.